I wanted to make a quick little video just to explain to you a product that I have on my website. It's called a flower press. I'm going to talk you through what comes in the kit and then also just kind of tell you a little bit about it. So we have two designs that we offer. Here is mountain scene, and then we also have one collect memories one flower at a time. Now, when you get your kit, this is what will be included. You're going to have a top piece, a bottom piece, some cardboard inserts, and also your hardware here for assembly. Now, to get started with the assembly, we're going to set the top piece to the side as well as the cardboard inserts. You're going to want to take your 4 bolts and you're going to put a washer on each of those and then thread them through the back side of the flower press. All right. Once you have all your bolts through, you're going to take one of the cardboard inserts and place it along the bottom. Now, what's not included in your kit is some 4x4 or appropriate size printer paper. Now, the printer paper, the purpose is essentially when you go to press flowers, they're going to release moisture. And so the paper is there to collect the moisture. And you're going to be checking this for the first couple of days just to make sure there's not a lot of moisture sitting around your flowers, because if so, then you'll have mold that will start to grow on your pressed flowers. So you're going to start with the cardboard, one piece of your printer paper. Then you're going to take whatever kind of little embellishments that you find outside, going to lay them out across our piece here. So I'm going to put, just for an example here, just put a lot of this greenery. Now you want to make sure that the pieces are not touching too much. Then you're going to take another piece of printer paper, lay that down flat, grab another piece of cardboard on top, and again you're going to repeat that process again for your next layer. So we're going to put down a piece of printer paper, and I have some petals here that I would like to do. Now, if you are going to try to do a larger flower, all right, you're going to want to try to trim it down to the base as much as you can, and then you're going to flatten it out. So we're going to trim this just a little here, like so, and then I'm going to push it down flat, take my other piece of copy paper down and my piece of cardboard. Now you can put as little or as many layers in this as you would like. This is all I'm going to do for now because you get the general idea. So we're going to take our top piece, and now we're going to finish it off by putting the washers, and we're going to finish up by putting the wing nut on. I usually like to hold the bolt to get it started, and then I take and I apply a little pressure on the top so the bolt won't spin while we're putting the wing nut on. Now to start with, you want just a gentle amount of pressure until we get all 4 corners anchored down, because we want to try to apply an even amount of pressure across the entire unit. So I'm going to give it even pressure, and then I'm going to let this sit. So now that will be the completed press. We're going to set that to the side because I have one here that I have been pressing. Now you have to understand that with some of the smaller flowers, they are going to dry out faster than some of the larger flowers. And what you're going to want to do is every day for the first couple of days, you're going to want to check the printer paper that you have inside the press. If you see that it has a lot of moisture on the paper, you're going to want to change those out. After the first couple of days, you won't have to check it as often because the flowers are going to emit the most amount of moisture the first couple of days. Now, in general, you can look from 1 to 3 weeks for the flowers or the greenery to fully dry out. And as you see that they're drying out, you can remove those from the press and then just leave the larger flowers in there if they're not completely dry. All right, we're going to remove the top here, set it to the side, and as you can see, we have our pressed flowers. So that's one layer and then the other. Now you may want a pair of tweezers here because they're going to be very delicate when you go to remove them. But now you have flowers that are pressed for your next craft project or just to keep for keepsakes.